Yeah, Assalamualaikum.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Walaikum assalam.
Hi, I'm
Walaikum
Binte.
assalam. Azima, I'm Azima. I'm your instructor today, and thank you for choosing me for this class and are trusting in English unicorns. So, should we start today's session?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so do you want to talk about your childhood?
Sure. It's an interesting topic, I think, for
Oh,
everyone, not for me.
yeah, so um, what start with a very favorite memory of yours from your childhood, one memory that has not matched with anything else.
Okay. If I say about my most favorite, that time when we go to our village, when we all of cousins, all of family we together, and we playing too many types of uh, games that time we used to play Elona Belona, then Bochi, Jargona, that types of things. That's a very amazing. I just thought how we forgot those days. Those days are not calm. We don't play anymore that types of games.
Yeah, today's generation, I think they're just busy with their phone and they don't know anything about the
Oh,
childhood we had. Londi London, Kanamachi, Borough Pani, Satpata, all of that. I grew up playing everything every single evening. So there was a particular time where we would go out only to play, and we would mostly we would play bochi or Satpata, and that was an everyday thing. Like I would need to go out every day to play. So when you talk about your village, is there any certain food that you like from your village or any certain dishes that you used to love when you were a child?
hmm, I think in if I say about my village, that time I like village food. That I like pithas. In our districts, pithas are very
Yeah.
famous. Pithas, I just love it. Uh, many
Okay.
of the time, whenever we finished our annual exams, then we went to our village. I think this is December month. So the winter morning, we wake up, we eat bhapa pitha. We just wear jackets. That type of things very memorable. What's
Yeah, I
what types of
remember
dishes you like
sleeping.
from your
All I remember from my childhood at my village is I would sleep with two blankets because it was so cold. And every morning I would wake up with a cup of tea that was made with jaggery, mainly jaggery made out of sugar cane. So I don't know if you're familiar with it. Villages have this thing around winter. They are very fond of sugarcane juice, and then they mix that with the tea to give it a slight hint of sweetness. So that would be my breakfast with a piece of paratha. And yeah, that's the most nostalgic thing about my childhood because till this date, I feel like waking up with a cup of tea and paratha is the best breakfast. Or sometimes I just pair a little bit of sugar with the paratha, and that's exactly my childhood in a plate. And about my village, I loved I loved walking beside the little pond we had, and there were fishes in the pond which they would catch in the afternoon and we would fry it, or the a woman in the family they would cook it, and that was the essence of a village. And I think if now we go to the village, the things are very much changed. The food is changed. The authenticity of a village, it has changed. All the homes that were built of earth, it was built of mud and tins. It has turned into buildings, and the true
uh,
essence of the village we were used to, it has got lost somewhere. So
if I say
about
about
you.
us, If I say about us,
Yes.
that time, when I am, when I was child, that time in our generation, we have too many cousins, too many families. Our family were very, my family is also now also very big. So whenever we go to village, that's a huge people, like around 25 to 30 people we are together. And my mothers, my parents, just my jethis are there, just cooking for everyone. But if I say about my next generation, there is my two cousins, they're twin. They're also they're also in our family, but they born like 2014 to 15 that time. I think they don't see anything, the enjoyment we do, the things we do, they just missed all of things. So I think this is a very, I think this is
Yeah,
somewhat part of their life.
I think according to the new generation, village has turned into a very underprivileged or a
They just
very not
they just
interesting
grew up
um
like a city.
I mean they're not in, yeah, yeah, they're not interested in going to the village or enjoying the food or enjoying the environment. Like whenever I go to my village, the very first thing I feel is the change in the air. The air feels much lighter and the air feels very fresh in the village. I mean, in the city, most of the time I feel the air we are breathing is very, very heavy. But the moment you step out of Dhaka city and you go to go out of Dhaka city, the air is so much fresh and it's so lighter. So I think kids nowadays they don't see the change, they don't appreciate the change because they're so used to this air, they're so used to the traffic, they're used to their usual life. So village feels like a backdated thing according to them.
Yeah,
But we grown-ups, we still miss the feeling of our village. Like when we were kids, we would go to our village, we would go on a boat ride, or especially my nana bari, it would take one ferry and 6 hours of drive to reach there. So it was in total 8 to 10 hours of journey, and we would make that journey every year, twice a year, just to enjoy the time with our family over there. And
my
in
village is
modern
very,
generation, I think most people from the village has moved down to the cities. Yeah, everyone from the village has moved into cities, so the village
yeah,
has lost its people and whatever made it special, right?
yeah, yeah. If I say about
So
my village, this is
do
not
you
far
have
from here. Yeah, you,
okay, so how long does it take to go to your village?
sorry.
How long does it take for you to go to your village from the place you
This
live in?
only 2 hours.
Okay, that's very less compared to
Uh,
mine. Mine takes
yeah,
like
yeah.
10 hours
But
or more.
the enjoyment, the excitement, I didn't sleep. When the morning come, when we pack our bag and go to the village, when we enjoy the, sorry, when we did this, when we played, that types of thing, just we think how we do this. So this is just a very good excitement.
And, and another thing that I still miss is going to the village and picking fruits from our own tree. Like nothing beats picking fruits from your own tree, the freshness of that fruit. I mean, we used to go to our village during summer and I would pick out mangoes or I would pick out 10 other fruits and I would go to my mom and she would peel it for me. And that was a very special memory for me because nowadays you don't get to have fresh fruits that often because everything is processed or everything has some sort of pesticides in it. So you don't get the fresh, authentic feel of fruits in Dhaka. So I miss that a lot.
I also.
So coming from fruit, did you have any favorite fruit from your own village that you liked a lot or you looked up to having every year?
Okay. Is my most favorite food. And in my village, if I say about my house, which I have, so I think theirs are not very tasty, but there we have too many coconut tree. So the coconuts are very tasty in our village, in our own house. So we like to eat these types of things.
So
Also,
did it, yeah,
we, yeah,
did it ever happen to you that you went to your village and the very first thing you were served was a raw coconut with its water and it felt really refreshing? Did that
yeah.
ever happen
We,
to
we
you?
also we also do it. I think not now. Whenever we all together, we just hire some people and they just take the coconuts from the tree and we just eat it. We love the water of coconut.
Yeah, it's very refreshing in the village in a very hot summer day. So, talking about your
Even
village,
lemon
did
in,
you have any pond near your home?
sorry.
Did you have Did you have any pond near your village or near your home
Yeah,
where you could go?
in my house, there is two pond. One is very big. One is not too small, it's medium. Even I don't know what is the English. We have a dighi which was too big. So we just go there to bath, and this is almost 2.5 hours. We just doing the uh, bath. We play in the pond, and our mothers just scold us why why we did this. This is not healthy. We just see we will be sick. So, but we don't we don't hear this. We just do our things. We just did our things. Sorry.
Yeah, so for me it's the same too because I never listened to my mom screaming. Every time I went in the pond, she would scream, "Get out of it!" and I would just ignore her for as long as I could, and then she would get in to pick me out, and she would pick me out and take me to the home, and then wipe my entire body and dress me in the good clothes, and then I would play with my siblings or the cousins I had over here. So
Do you know swimming?
yeah, when we talk about, no, I cannot swim. I cannot
Same,
swim.
I can't. But I
I'm
love to
quite
bath in pond.
yeah. So one special thing about my village is so the pond we have, it's quite deep. It's quite deep. So my uncle, what he did was he made an entire different what we call it is ghat. So he made it specially for me so that I could get down and I wouldn't drown in the pond. And he installed a few steps from the ghat. So I could stand in the steps and hold the railing, and then I would be able to, dip in the water, or I would be able to take a bath in that water. Because if it wasn't that way, I would drown myself. There was this one time I got in the pond and I couldn't get myself up because I cannot swim, and then my father had to jump in and get me out of it. So after that, they built this entire thing for me, and they still have it now. So like now, when I'm grown up, if I go to my village or whenever I go to my village, everyone would point at that ghat and tell me that you were so small and you drowned so many times that thing was entirely built for you. So it's still relieves my memory, and I feel really happy that the people in village, they're so simple and they look out for of you because it's only so often that we go to our village, they don't get to see us. So whenever we are there, they try their best to feed us the best of food, feed us the freshest fish
Yeah.
or the freshest fruits. I mean, the way they care for us, I don't think anyone in the city ever cared for us that exact same way. And probably
Yeah.
that's the reason we keep going back. And
Um,
how do you feel about
these
this
people are simple, but
generation?
they are, I think, they are not. Uh, if I say they're very good, not like that. They're simple. Their lifestyle is simple, but I think
Yeah, they're very simple, yes.
in the
Like that.
they have sweetheart, but not the. If I say about something, so I think that time they are very aggressive. Sometimes they are very aggressive. Do you hear me?
Yeah, sometimes in some cases there are people that's not very sweet. Yeah, I mean, we have people in every state that is not sweet, but if we look in that village, if we look in that villages, they won't be with you in a bad
Uh,
way, or they wouldn't want to
your
people
voice is
everywhere.
cut. Your voice are cutting. Please, you can repeat again.
Okay, so I think my voice got scrambled. Are you listening to me now?
Yeah, yeah. Now I can listen.
Yeah, so every place I think has a fair share of good and bad people, but from villages and like outside the city, I think the ratio of good to bad people is very less. Bad peoples, yeah, they're there, but the ratio is very less. I mean, in a city, you won't find two good people around you who would want to come and save you from whatever you are
In
facing. But
cities,
in a
they're
village,
busy
if
with
you're in a
us.
problem, like yes, we are very much involved with our personal life, but I think in a village, I have seen this. Like, if one family went through something, everyone from that neighborhood gathered in their home and came in there to console them or to help them. But in cities, if I or my family has any problem today, even our neighbor, like our neighbor from our top floor or our bottom floor wouldn't even bother coming and asking what happened. So
Yeah.
yeah,
If
I
I
think
say
in
about
that
my
sense
recent
there are
issues,
still some people.
if I say about my recent issues, I think this is 1 week. I just lost my uncle. So that time
I'm so sorry to hear that.
my mom go to Dhaka, and uh, in our opposite building there lives our relatives. This is not near relatives, they're very far. She hear that I am alone at my
Distant relative.
home, but she never come here. She don't come here to told me what I am doing, what I am eating. uh, she just
Or what if you need something or
yeah, I
anything?
think
Yeah, they don't bother.
if this is village, that time everyone come, say me how your day going, what are you doing. But I think there is no one. I just alone at my home. So I whenever my mom
Yeah,
come at Chittagong, I told
I
her, you don't say her. She said, yeah, I say she never come here. She don't say me how I am. I think this is she did it. I think this is better. My mom said, okay, leave it. This is common in cities.
Yeah, that's very common in cities. I mean, I don't know if like if it's okay to like talk about this, but nowadays, if anyone is in like dead on the road, no one will stop their car and
Yeah,
try to save him. They will just run away from it, I mean, the other day I was like me and my husband and my brother, we were out on a drive and we went to have dinner outside. So on our way back, unfortunately, we saw a car crash where one person died or probably was injured, and he was on the road, and everyone was filming him. Everyone was like taking a video of the entire scenery, but no one helped him, and no one touched him. No one tried to even get him out of his car. They were just standing there and looking at him, and that
Yeah,
made
nowadays
me
phone is, I think phone
very
is the
like
main culprit of
furious.
destroy generation.
Yes,
I think
yes,
it
like
destroy us.
people are so selfish nowadays, just for a few likes or just for a few views, or the with the intention of going viral. I mean, if a building is on fire and if there is people dying, you will see 50 people outside the building taking a video rather than doing anything to help the fire go out or help to put the fire. They will take a video and they would probably even laugh in situations like this just because their video is getting views. So I don't know about what our generation will like face after us, but it's very alarming. I mean,
Yeah.
it scares me in a way. I mean, there is an incident, and you go to Facebook, and the very first thing you see is how people is making a video out of the situation or how they are laughing about the situation. I mean, people has lost all their sympathies, all their morals, or all their ethics just because we are into something called this digital generation where phone is too common, where going online and putting a post is more normal than going out and helping a people. You can post that, yes, I want to help people, or I want to do this, or I want to do that. But when the situation actually comes where you can do something, you just make a video and you do nothing about that situation. So I think this modernization of the world has become a very bad issue nowadays,
Uh,
right?
we just lost ourselves, our emotions, our the sympathy. The I think if we say our own self is I am right, I say no, I am not right. I just doing which is really like selfish in everywhere. In now, if we look at the big beggars who are they also do business, and now we do
Yes.
not.
Yeah, even
In
begging has turned into a business nowadays. Yes, yes.
yeah,
I mean,
if I
I
say
mean the bad
incidents,
people would do anything to get their living out of the good people. I mean, the beggars are putting up an act, the politicians are putting up an act of being nice. Everyone is putting up an act of being nice, but if you really look into it, no one is actually nice, and everyone is trying to rip you of your money or your power or whatever it is. All they want to do is take advantage of you and then leave you in the situation you are. That's what is happening to everyone in this country, I feel.
we just running for the
But we
fame,
can always,
money, everything. For this, we just lost ourselves.
yeah, but I really hope things are going to change for us. I hope this next generation will probably do something to change whatever is going in the country, because if they don't, we really don't have any hope. So our lives are going to be going the way it is if no one takes the control or tries to change things for us. But yeah, that's the
Oh,
sad reality we live in.
yeah. I think this is
So
now we should
I
talk about
think
it.
yeah, I think um talking doesn't get it any far. You can talk about it all you want, but if the people aren't willing to listen to you, there is no point of talking.
Yeah.
So I think this is the end of our meeting. Like, this is the end of our class. It's been a little over 20 minutes, and we were so much into the conversation we couldn't realize.
Yeah.
So this was very nice talking to you, Faiza Apu, and
Huh.
I hope to
I
have
also
your
enjoyed the
classes again,
session
and
very
I hope
much.
to see you
I just
soon.
remember my childhood.
Yeah, yes, it made me feel my childhood again, and it felt really nice to have someone to talk about my childhood because it's not every day I get to talk about my childhood with anyone. So thank you for picking me as your instructor, and thank you for choosing English Unicorns. And we promise to help you with your spoken English as much as possible. And I really wish to see you in my future classes. So that's it. I am leaving this meeting for today. Bye bye.